Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We have packages and stockings and stars and reindeers around our thing because I am a cheapskate. The truth be known, the reason I have Christmas around here, okay, this is the God honest truth, okay? So, in the past month, no, 2 months, on that other platform, the blue platform that has a F on it, FB, okay, well, I got put in jail in November and they took all my funds away. Okay. So basically, I got canned, I got fired. And so I had to make some adjustments. And I was paying for StreamYard, which is the platform that I use right now to go live. I was paying $88 a month for that. And I was paying $150 a month to be verified on that other platform. Okay. And so I decided, why am I investing? I'm going backwards. And so I decided to quit paying for StreamYard. And I decided to not pay the $150 to be verified, considering I make $0 now. And so when I did that, I it's almost like I need to hire someone to sit down with me and go, let me help you with YouTube. Because you don't know what you doing, Judy. And I don't. And so I'm like this blind person that's going around and I just know how to do the basics. I know how to edit a video and I know how to upload a video. But when it comes to me going live, I've always done it through StreamYard. So I don't know how to go out to the YouTube app and create a live where you guys can chit chat like we're used to. I don't know how to do that on YouTube. I don't even know if YouTube does that. I have no clue. Okay. So now I go back to StreamYard and I don't pay for the app. Well, it lets you do the basics. And the basics are I can go live on one platform. So I no longer can go live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Because if I do that, I have to pay $88 a month. Well, to have the basics, they give you Christmas decorations in January. So you look crazy. But in order for me to go live on StreamYard, we have to have Christmas decorations during January, okay? Because I'm a cheapskate right now because I'm no longer getting the income that I used to. And I'm trying to figure out how to keep my head above water and go, okay, Judy, it's December. All right, it's the winter. And during the winter, I do not have, I've told you this before, I don't do incubation projects. I don't do tours really. I don't do field trips. Like libraries are not calling, people are not calling for birthday parties. Like the income at a petting zoo is zero during the winter. So then you rely on, okay, well, I need to pull my income through social media. Well, then when you get the big, you're going to jail, okay, and we're taking your money away, you have to adjust. So part of adjusting is going, okay, I really don't need to pay $150 to be verified, and I don't need to pay for StreamYard. And so therefore, we have Christmas decorations in January. With that being said, it's time to get started in our mental health guidelines today. Okay. Where do I want to begin? Let me say this real quick. Because I am a I consider myself a beginner with YouTube. I'm a work in progress. And God bless you people that had to stick with me, okay? Because I'm learning. Um, I thought it was a good idea. I'm gonna make this really quick. I thought it was a good idea to post a video every day in January because I'm bored, okay? Bored to death. Shane's hunting. I'm here. Like, I'm just bored. Larry's no longer here. And I'm like, I'm like 6 or 7 videos ahead, which is unheard of. I normally am like, I do a video the day before it posts. So I have like 7 videos out there that have not posted yet. I'm like, man, I'm like an entrepreneur. And so I thought, hey, since I have all this downtime, it would be a good idea for January for me to post every day. And I thought that was a good idea. But then I realized that YouTube doesn't work like that. And let me stop right there because that's the focus we're going to talk about today is being a people pleaser and listening to other people. So this is what happened. I was live. And out of the blue, I said, hey, y'all, I'm thinking about posting every day in January. And everybody's like, oh, do that, do that. And I'm listening to everybody, the 2 people that said it, okay? Everybody, 2 people go, I'll watch every one of them. So I'm listening, and then I see 2 comments, and I think, oh, everybody wants me to do this. So then I say, okay, when I get off here, I'm going to post every day the month of January because 2 people said they'd watch. Okay. So I post the video and YouTube doesn't really show it and no one knows I'm posting it because it's not my normal time. And then I realized, oh, because someone made a comment and they were like, Judy, you can't do that. You have to be consistent with YouTube to keep the algorithm going. You have to do the same thing every single week for them to get used to you to show your videos. And I was like, oh, I messed up. One person said that. One person made that comment. So what did I do? I unlisted the video real quick and it's like, oh no, I made a mistake. Okay, let's back up a minute. So I'm live and maybe 2 people said they'd watch my videos. So then I read those comments as a people pleaser. Oh, people want me to do it. And I post the video. And then I only get 100 views and I'm like, oh no, something's wrong. YouTube's not showing it. And I read the comment, Judy, you can't do that. And what do? One person makes the comment and I switch and go, oh, I need to unlist this video. I messed up. I shouldn't have done that. This is how people pleasers work. So then I was like, okay, I've messed up. I'll just repost that video on Tuesday and I'm just going to do my normal thing. I did not understand that YouTube did not work like that. So then I post a video on Tuesday. Well, because it was already posted and then I posted it again, YouTube didn't show my video. And there are no views hardly at all because YouTube didn't show my video. And they didn't show my video because I was a people pleaser and didn't do my research. And one person made a comment and I thought they were right. I hate being a people pleaser. If you're not a people pleaser, you probably are not going to understand this whole video. I'm going to keep going. Probably the worst thing you can do as a people pleaser is get on social media. Because when you get on social media, you know what? I'm probably wrong by saying that. When you're a people pleaser and you're trying to survive in this world, whether it's on social media, going to a job, dealing with your family, when you're a people pleaser, you are all over the map. Because then someone made a comment. I can't remember if it was one of my lives. And the comment was, recently I was diagnosed with melanoma. I don't know how many, I lose control. I lose track of how many melanomas I've had now. But I had several surgeries. And then I went for my first 3-month checkup. And I had another one. And I'm like, this ain't looking good for me. Like, this is not looking good at all. So I talked about it. And I talked about, the fact that I had another melanoma. Well, someone made a comment and they were like, hey, Judy, you do know that once you have melanoma, it keeps coming back. And then it keeps coming back until it gets to your main organs. I read this. I'm a people pleaser. I read that comment. I was like, what? I'm about to die? Like it'll keep coming back until it hits my organs. And so Shane got home from work. I said, Shane, listen, I could die. He was like, what are you talking about? I was like, did you know that melanoma, there's like, basically it just keeps coming back until it hits your vital organs? And he was like, where did you hear that? I was like, someone said it on my comments. So then this is what I do. Okay. I'm a chat GPT because of Chris Mealy got me hooked on chat GPT. And so I chat GPT, I screenshot the comment and I put it in chat GPT and I said, is this true? And then chat GPT said, no, that's not true. And I was like, oh, good. I'm going to live. I'm going to live. I said, Shane, forget it. We don't have to. I'm going to live. I'm going to live. So don't worry about it. And he was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, I went to chat GPT and they told me that person that said that comment was not correct. So then, so then I was like, someone said, well, you can't trust chat GPT, Judy, for facts like that. Chat GPT just fixes your English. Okay. They don't tell you facts. So then I Googled it. I'm like, am I going to die? Someone said it's going to go to my vital organs. Am I going to die? And it said that stage 1, I was stage 1, okay? Which meant when I had surgery and had the melanoma removed from my skin, I was cancer free. I was like, oh, I'm not going to die. Thank God. Okay. Chat GPT and Google said the same thing. I'm not going to die. It's once your melanoma is removed, from surgery, when you're stage 1, you are cancer free. I was like, okay, Shane, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. And he was like, why do you listen to people? And I'm like, well, I, I don't know. I just thought that what she told me was the truth. And he was like, well, maybe she didn't mean it the way you interpreted it. And I was like, I don't know. So then I started going, when you're a people pleaser, you don't know the truth, okay? Because you're like, well, wait a minute. On my 3-month checkup, I had melanoma again. So I think she's right because because it did return. I mean, I had all the melanoma removed. Had 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 5 surgeries to have all the melanoma removed. 3 months later, bam, there's another one. So maybe she's right. Maybe Google and ChatGPT don't know what the crap they're talking about. This backup dancer knew what she was talking about because it did come back. Now, it didn't come back in the same spot, but it showed up somewhere else. So, me being a people pleaser, I'm like, well, maybe I should ask my doctor. So, I had to go get my stitches out. And so I was laying there and I was talking to the doctor and I said, hey, would you explain to me how this melanoma works? Because I don't think I really understand. I've never dealt with, melanoma. I don't really understand it. I said, now that basically I'm at ground zero because all the melanoma has been removed. I'm cancer free, but you're making me come back every 3 months. So would you please explain to me what the heck is going on? And she said, well, and I didn't tell her about the comment at this point. So she said, well, Judy, this is what happens. Once you've had melanoma, you're high risk at getting melanoma again. That's why we have you come back every 3 months to be checked, because we're trying to catch it in time. I said, okay. So because I'm coming back every 3 months, I said, does that mean when it pops up, I just have surgery and it's gone? And she said, not necessarily. I said, well, explain to me what you mean. And she said, well, Judy, a melanoma can pop up and be aggressive. And it can spread fast. That's why we have you come back every 3 months. I said, so you're telling me that I can come back, because my next appointment is March. I said, so you're telling me that I could come back here in March and I could have an aggressive melanoma, and then you're going to send me, because when you have aggressive melanoma, you have to get your lymph nodes taken out. And I have to do that in Birmingham. I can't do that in the office. I said, so you're telling me I can come back in March and a spot can come up and it be aggressive, and you're going to send me to Birmingham to have my lymph nodes taken out, and then I have to go through chemo? Yes. Are you kidding me? So then I was like, so basically, is what the lady telling me in my comments, is that like, is she is she the is she telling facts? So then I asked my doctor, I said, is melanoma, are you really like, so like right now I'm cancer free? Yes. So if I come back in 3 months, there could be an aggressive melanoma that would cause me to have surgery and chemo. Yes. Well, that doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me because it sounds like to me, okay, well, then I'm just going to keep having melanoma until it goes to, you have yourself dead. So I'm going to switch the subject a little bit. We're talking about being a people pleaser. So a friend of mine, it's kind of a long story, but I'm going to try to make it short. I made a comment on Facebook and YouTube, and I said, this is the wormer I use for all my animals. It's called All in One, and this is what I use to treat all my birds. And then a friend of mine messaged me, and they were like, hey, I don't mean to be a know-it-all, but that will kill your ducks and geese. Oh, crap. I'm like, I've used this for 4 years, and it's never killed my ducks and geese. But I'm a people pleaser, and I'm like, oh my God, this is going to kill my ducks and geese. Oh my God. Well, I had ordered 5 things of medicine, $245 worth of medicine. And I'm like, I hear this comment, and I'm like, oh, I just spent $245 on medicine. Can I get my money back? It's going to kill my ducks and geese. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I called the man that owns the business. No, I emailed him and I said, hey, can I send this medicine back? Because I just found out that I can't use it on my ducks and geese. And he said, I'm going to call you. I said, okay. So this guy called me. Now, I've been dealing with him for the past 5 years. And he was like, what are you talking about? And I said, well, I got this message that this medicine was going to kill my ducks and geese. He goes, how long have you used this medicine? I said, I don't know, at least 4 years. And he goes, has it ever killed your ducks and geese? No, but she said it would. And he goes, I've never heard of that. I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll keep my medicine then. So then when you're a people pleaser, you can see it's almost as if I'm a robot. And one person says, this is going to kill your ducks and geese. Oh crap, I got to take the medicine back. Judy, it's how long have you used the medicine? 4 years. Has it ever killed your ducks and geese? No. Well, I've never heard of that. Oh, okay, I can use the medicine. So then, because of Chris Mealy, I go to Chat GPT and I said, hey, does this medicine safe for all of my birds? And Chat GPT said, heck no, it's not safe. Oh, crap. I got to send this medicine back. So then I messaged the guy back and I said, hey, I've done my research, and the girl that told me that this would kill my ducks and geese, she was correct. So I need to send this medicine back. He's probably like, this girl is bat crazy. So then I called him again. And I said, hey, is this safe to use it for my peacocks? And he said, Judy, this medicine is my number one seller for peacocks. I said, okay, never mind. I'll just keep the medicine because I have peacocks that are going to have. He goes, if you put the medicine in the freezer, it'll stay fresh forever. I said, okay, never mind. I'm not sending the medicine back. I'm going to put it in my freezer and I'm going to use it for my peacocks. He said, okay. I get the medicine in the mail. And for some reason, I was like, there's this girl that has peacocks, and she is the moderator for Peacocks Passion, which is a Facebook page that has a huge following, and she's very knowledgeable in peacocks. So I decided to ask her. Here goes people pleaser. So I said, hey, is this all-in-one safe for my peacocks? She said, oh, no, Judy, no. Oh, crap, I got to send the medicine back. And I said, what do I use? Because I've always, for the past 4 years, I've used it, okay? It's never killed my peacocks, okay? And she said, no, do not use that medicine. I said, what do you want me to order for my peacocks? And she said, order this. I can't see. I think it says MaxiVet. Order this. I think this bottle was $60. So now I'm out $245 for the medicine. And now I don't know why this thing. So I order this and I get it in the mail. And I'm like, okay, my peacocks are safe. My ducks are safe. I'm just going to send this medicine back. And this dentist guy that owns this business is probably thinking, I do not want to deal with this girl at Sneed's Farmhouse because she is so back and forth. So I sent all the all-in-one medicine back. It's going to kill my ducks. It's going to kill my geese. And it's going to kill my peacocks, even though I've used it for 4 years and I've never had a problem. But because these people are telling me what to do, I am a robot and I'm listening, right? So I've sent the medicine back and I ordered this. I got it in the mail. Ooh, my peacocks are going to be safe. So I got it in the mail. And you see there's like pigeons and parrots on this. And I was like, well, there's not a picture of a peacock. So I'm reading the instructions and I don't know what dose to give my peacocks. Well, I didn't want to bug her to ask her what dose. So I decided to. Chris Mealy told me about ChatGPT. And so I ChatGPT, what dosage do I give my peacocks for this medicine? And ChatGPT says, oh, that is toxic to your peacocks. And I'm like, what is going on? This is going to kill my peacocks when she told me to give it to my peacocks? So what the crap am I supposed to worm my peacocks with? So then I decide to message her. And I said, hey, I ChatGPT'd this medicine and it's telling me that this is toxic to my peacocks. She goes, Judy, why are you ChatGPTing that? Because Chris Mealy told me to. She's like, you can't trust ChatGPT. She said, that's not for knowledge. It's more or less for like fixing your English or, something like that. You can't trust ChatGPT. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'll tell Chris that he's a jackleg for telling me about ChatGPT. So then I go to Google and I say, hang on, Moxie vet dosage. I can't remember what this one said. So then I go to Google and it doesn't specify for peacocks. So then I'm sitting here going, do I send this back? Do I trust this person that's had peacocks, that's the admin for the peacock thing? Do I just trust her? Because the person that turned me in to All in One was a peacock person. So I'm like feeling really confused, right? And so she said, Judy, I'm here to tell you that our vet, this is vet recommended for peacocks. And I said, okay. I haven't given it to my peacocks yet, but I am. But she said you need 20 cc's for every gallon, and you're going to give them this wormer for 2 days. I said, okay. Well, I had to make sure it was warm weather so the water doesn't freeze. And so when you are a people pleaser, it's like you don't trust your gut. You second guess everything. You, like I said, are this robot. And you do what everybody tells you to do. And you believe everything that everybody says because when you're a people pleaser, you believe the good in everybody. You do. You trust, like when you're a people pleaser, you trust people from right off the bat. Like you just, you think people are like you believe, you just, like the person that sent me that comment, she's a good person. I know her. Like she meant well. She loves me. And she was trying to give me a heads up. So like she wasn't saying it to be ugly. The person that messaged me and said, "Hey, you're about to kill your ducks and geese." She said that because she was concerned. She wasn't saying it to scare me or to be ugly. She truly cares. The person that told me to give the peacocks the all-in-one, and I've done it for 4 years. He's had peacocks his whole entire life, and that's what he uses. He was meaning well by it. The person that said, "Judy, do not use all-in-one, use this," she is trying to lead me in the right direction. When you're a people pleaser, it's very confusing. It's very, very confusing because it's like you want to do the right thing, especially when there's a life involved, such as my animals. You want to do the right thing. And when it comes to birds, chickens, things like that, from what I understand, and this is my opinion, but vets, chicken people, don't normally take their chickens to the vet. Not like people take their dogs and cats or horses, they take them to the vet. And vets have a lot of knowledge when it comes to that, like dogs, cats, whatever. They learn all that in vet school. They they done it for when you do this, when you see an animal and you start gaining knowledge and experience when you get out of vet school and you do the same animal over and over, you gain a lot of knowledge. Let's just say in a dog and a cat. You pretty much, when a dog walks in, you know what's wrong with it. You know what tests to run or whatever. When it comes to a chicken, now this is my opinion, okay? Doesn't mean I'm right. But when it comes to a chicken, the average person does not take a chicken into the vet. I am not an average person, okay? I'm the person that would take a chicken into a vet, okay? And the reason is now I won't necessarily. But back in the day when I first started, I didn't know what I was doing, and I would take a chicken to the vet. Well, what happens is you take a chicken to the vet, and then it costs you $100, and they don't know what's wrong with it. And then after about 5 or 6 times of you taking the chicken to the vet, you realize this ain't working. This ain't working out too well. They don't know. They don't know what's wrong, or they'll say it's respiratory. Well, you start learning what's wrong with your chickens because you have them for 5 or 6 years, and you can spot they've got worms, they have mites, they have respiratory, they have coccidiosis, because you learn when your chicken is all puffed up and like this, coccidiosis, separate it, give it cord. When you see a chicken with bubbles in its eyes, oh, respiratory, get Tylenol 50, give it an injection, separate it for at least 7 days until it's better. You learn because you've done it. It's almost like you become a chicken vet because you do it so much that you catch on and you learn that you don't need to take it to the vet. You just need to have your medicine box available and you know what to do. Every now and then, you'll run into a situation you're like, what is wrong with this chicken? I've never seen this before. And then you don't necessarily run to the vet. You call another farmer and go, hey, what do you think this is? And you kind of like try to figure it out together. I will say that I have a vet that knows chickens. He knows his chickens. So I can usually call him or take the chicken in, and it's worth my visit. But what I'm trying to get at is being a people pleaser is difficult. Because it is almost as if you're a robot. Listen, when you're a people pleaser and you've hurt someone's feelings, it's a nightmare. Because you're like, oh my God, I hurt their feelings. What do I do to fix it? Oh my gosh, what do I tell them? Oh my God. Like, you don't want nobody mad at you. Now, let's move to another situation. Because this is more of a serious situation. When you're a people pleaser, and I've been dealing with Larry, people tell you things to try to help you. Okay? And when I open up, and I'm not just talking about social media, I'm talking about to anybody. When I open up and say, I'm thinking about putting Larry in a nursing home. This is getting where it's becoming a full-time job. And I have Sneed's Farmhouse. I have a grandbaby coming. I can't I, mentally, I was absolutely exhausted. And no one has walked in my shoes but me and Shane. No one truly knows what it's like to take care of Larry but Shane and I. We've done it for 8 years. And when you're a people pleaser and you're trying to decide, first of all, you have extreme guilt because Larry was not the type of person who would say, "Hey, you've done this for 8 years. Just, I'm okay. I'm okay. Just let me go to the nursing home. You and Shane are young. Y'all are trying to work. I'm getting worse. I will be fine in a nursing home." I don't have that. I have, oh my God, don't put me in a nursing home. Oh my God. I have the panic. So I have the guilt. Every time I go see Larry in the nursing home, I have the guilt that comes upon me because I'm a people pleaser going, I feel so guilty. I feel so guilty. I will tell you that when he lived here, now this was before he got where he was in his bedroom all the time. But every time I would need to go do something, he would say, "I'm going with you." He wouldn't ask. He would say, "I'm going with you." Even if it was something as like I wanted to go to lunch or I wanted to run to the post office, he'd go, "I'm going with you." Well, it got to the point where I have to be by myself some for my own mental health. So what I would end up having to do is not like I was trying to be respectful to him and tell him where I was going. So I would go into his room and say, "Hey, I'll be right back. I need to run to the bank." "Well, I'll go with you." And it was like I needed a break. So what would end up happening is I would have to sneak out of the house because if I went and said, "Hey, I am going to the bank," he would say he was going with me. So I would have to just leave and lock the doors. And then when I get back, "Where'd you go? Where'd you go?" And it was like, oh my God, I just need to, and I would say, "Larry, I just needed some time to myself. I'm sorry." "Oh, well, I'd have gone with you," because he doesn't understand I need time to myself. He, it just got to be difficult. Well, when people make comments, I feel sorry for Larry, or "I can't believe you put Larry in the nursing home." When you're a people pleaser and you listen to those things that are said to you, you cry. One person out of 5,000 people can say, "You ought to be ashamed of yourself for putting him in the nursing home." And I listen to one person because that's what people pleasers do. They listen to that person that says something that they should have done. Well, recently, when Larry moved out of the house and Shane and I were talking about Christmas, I said, "Can I tell you what I want to do for Christmas?" He was like, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to redo Larry's room." And he said, "Okay, what do you want to do?" And I said, "I just want to buy new comforter, new curtains. I don't know. I just want to concentrate on redoing the room. It brings me sadness. Nothing in there matches. There's black curtains, a blue comforter, like there's a red refrigerator in there. Like, I just want to redo it. So if people come, because sometimes like my stepmom will come stay with us, or Shane's kids will come stay with us, or Shane's dad will come stay with us. And like the room is like Larry's room and nothing matches. He's like, okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. So together, like Shane was like, well, Shane bought the comforter, the lamps, I don't know, and then I bought the curtains for Shane, or the pillows for Shane, or the peacock picture for Shane. We just kind of gave each other that for Christmas, and it's brought me such joy. It's I go into that room and it makes me smile. Like, I go in there and just sit. It makes me so happy walking in there. It's so beautiful. We bought a new rug. It's just, if you watched my live, you got to see a picture of it, but it's so beautiful to me. It's everything I ever dreamt of. I love the room. It makes me, like, when Shane's dad comes and spends the night, it doesn't make me feel embarrassed because it's beautiful. Well, recently, I had some people visit, and I couldn't wait to go show them my bedroom that we had done because it was beautiful. The before and after pictures are amazing. And they said, why did you redo this room? What do you mean? Why'd you redo it? The first people pleaser, the first thing in my head when someone says, why did you do that? A people pleaser goes, I shouldn't have done that. That was disrespectful to Larry. I was wrong. I should have just left it the way it was. That was so disrespectful. And when they put me on the spot like that, when you're a people pleaser, you're trying to please the other people. So what did I say? This is what I said. Well, when I walked into the room, I just felt so guilty because I couldn't keep Larry anymore. And it brought bad memories because I'm a failure and I wasn't strong enough. And I was, every time I walked into the room, I felt guilty. I was a people pleaser because I felt like I had to give an answer because I felt as though they were disappointed in me for redoing the room. It was disrespectful to Larry. And I answered not in the truth. I answered thinking I was saying what they wanted to hear. That's what people pleasers do. And I sat here playing that over and over in my head. I had to break it down, going, why did I do that? So I sat here and I was like, why did I say that? And I said it because I felt as though they were judging me because I redid the room. They thought it was wrong. They thought it was disrespect. That is not what they said, but that's how I took it. I had done something wrong. And I have sat here over the past 2 weeks going, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have redone his room. Oh my gosh, that was so disrespectful to Larry. And then I was like, Judy, we got to break this down. We got to break this down. What is going on in your head? And so in my head, I was like, okay, why did I redo the room? You know why I redid the room? I'm going to show you. Why did I redo the room? Because this is what the room looked like. That's why I redid the room. Okay? And I had to break it down and go, why did I redo the room? So then I'm like, because literally nothing matched in the room. It was like Debbie Downer. I mean, it depressed me. Nothing matched. It was ugly. There was paint off the wall. It was just like, oh, dadgummit. Where did it go? That's why I redid the room. Wait. Before and after. And I was like, Judy, 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 you have got to stand up for yourself and quit being a people pleaser. You are all over the map. You were all over the map with that daggum all-in-one medicine. You're all over the map with this bedroom of Larry's because you're trying to please everybody else but yourself. But this is what happens. If I was to backfire, so they said, why did you redo this room? Because I needed to for my own mental health. And stop. But when you're a people pleaser, you sit here, and even though if I would have said I did it for my own mental health, I wanted to, like, this is what happens with people pleasers is when everything is like when the situation is gone and everybody's left and you're in sitting by yourself, you're like, you play it over and over and over in your head. And then you start getting mad. And you're like, you asked me why I redid the room. Well, your ASS, excuse my French, weren't the one that kept him for 8 years. You have no clue what it's like to be Shane and I. You have not walked in our shoes. If I would have fired back and said that, I would have made them mad. Because she's crazy. That's what would have happened. But when you're a people pleaser and you walk away from the situation, you get really mad because you don't stand up for yourself. You tell them what they want to hear. And what I told them was, well, I just feel every time I walk in here, I feel guilty. I feel guilty because I couldn't do it. And I ended up having to put him in a nursing home. And it was making me feel so good. That is a bald-faced lie, Judy Sneed. That is not what you feel. That is not true. The truth is, I am the only one in the family that truly cares about Larry. I am the one who took him in and cared for him. I'm the one that dealt with poopy diapers. I'm the one that dealt with him being up all night long walking the floors. I'm the one that drove him to Birmingham every single day for treatment. I'm the only persons besides my husband that has visited the nursing home. I am the only person that has been in the nursing home. He has been there over a month. Me. I'm the one that's dealing with Medicaid. I'm the one that's fighting for Larry. Me. You start getting mad when you walk away from the situation and you realize what people are saying to you. It's downright disrespectful. It's easy for someone else it's easy for someone else to judge me. But why do people pleasers not stand up for themselves? But in my head, I'm like, if I was to look at them and go, I'll tell you what, you son of a gun, you haven't walked in my shoes. I'll tell you what, you take care of him for 8 years and tell me how it works out for you. If I was to say that, then I'm crazy and I'm the finger gets pointed at me, not, are you wrong for thinking the way you're thinking? And these same people that say this, in the past 8 years that Larry's lived with us, has never come to visit. They don't make extra trips to come visit Larry. They're not sending Larry word search books or cookies in the mail. They're not giving Larry a birthday present or a Christmas present. I get mad when I walk away from it, and then I'm mad at myself for being the people pleaser that I am and answering in a way that is pleasing to them. I'm so mad at myself. But how should I have handled it? I don't have to fight. I could have said, "Why did you redo this room?" Because of my own mental health. That's all I needed to say. I didn't need to get in a fight with them. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what they think because they haven't walked in my shoes. Okay, let's go back to the medicine situation. If I had used the medicine for 4 years and I had never had a problem, ever, no one has ever died, no one's ever had a seizure, no, I've always had my animals together. I've never had a problem in the past 4 years that I've used the medicine, and the medicine has worked for my animals. They've not had worms and died. Why did I let my brain go into chaos and spin? I'm sending the medicine back. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Oh gosh, they're dying. Oh God, no. Why am I trying to please everybody? I think anybody that talks to me, like they're just trying to help me. They're not saying anything to be mean to me. They're trying to help me and go, "Hey, I just want to let you know that's not good. Like, they're not being mean. They care about my animals and they care about my farm. They're not doing it to be ugly. But when I am a people pleaser, I'm trying to do exactly what everyone's telling me to do. Use it, don't. Use it, no, don't. Yes, no, blah, 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 blah. And it's like hard. I wish that I could change that characteristic about me being a people pleaser. I wished I was the type of person that somebody could get mad at me and I don't care. But that's not me. I care what people think. I care what people think even when what they think is wrong to me. I still care. Why did you redo this room? I cared what they thought. I don't want them to think that I'm a bad stepdaughter. I want them to understand why I did it. But instead, I said things that I didn't even mean. I mean, I do have guilt. Every single person that deals with putting a loved one in a nursing home, they carry so much guilt. It is so hard. And it's especially hard when you go visit and the person doesn't have tools in their pocket to deal with life. Like, this is what's best for me. I'm not getting out of the bed anymore. Like, Judy and Shane are young. They took care of me for 8 years, and I'm making choices and no longer, like, can leave my room. He doesn't have tools in his pocket to deal with getting older, declining. And Larry is not really that old. But I've never been in Larry's shoes, so I don't know when I become his age and I decline and my children have to make decisions to put me in a nursing home, am I gonna have tools in my pocket to go, "Hey, y'all, listen, I'm good. I'm gonna get involved in every activity here at the nursing home. I'm gonna make the best of it. I am fine. Y'all just come visit me every when you can, but I'm good." Am I gonna be like that? Or am I gonna be like, the food sucks, my nurses are terrible, I don't wanna live with my roommate? Am I gonna be Debbie Downer? Or am I gonna make the best of it? I don't know because I've not been there. I don't know how I'll be. I don't know. I wished I could change being a people pleaser. What tool do I put in my pocket when I start making dumb choices of being a people pleaser? That is the $1,000,000 question. And the thing that I think of, the first tool that comes to my mind is the tool that I use all the time, and it's pause. Pull the word pause out of your pocket because oftentimes we don't pause. We either fire off in anger. Let me tell you, buddy, why did I redo the room? Like, you're either the person that fires off in anger Or you're the person that's the people pleaser that tells the other person what they need to hear. You're a POS, Judy, because you put Larry in the nursing home. The word pause, pulling it out of your pocket, is going to help you stop, take a breath. What do you need to say back? You don't need to fire off in anger, and you don't need to be a people pleaser. You need to be somewhere in the middle. So, what should I have said? If I would have paused and not answered right away, or maybe I should say, what do you mean? Why did I redo the room? What do you mean? See what they say. But if I would have said, I did it for my own mental health. Did you see the before and after picture? Are you telling me this room is not beautiful? Did you see the black curtains and the mismatch? I'm a girl and I love to decorate. Did you not see the before and after picture? Are you telling me that this is not beautiful to you? You have choices this Wednesday morning. You can be a train wreck like me and be a people pleaser and be a robot and tell everybody what they need to hear. Or you can pause, pull that word out of your pocket and go, I'm about, like in your head when someone says that and you're like the anger person and you're like, I'm about to blow my gasket. Pause. Pause. I'm about to tell them everything they want to hear and not anything that I believe. Pause. Because in order to dance, sometimes when you're in situations that make you explode to anger or make you become a people pleaser, I feel like it's okay to go when they say, like, if you're in a fight with someone and you're a people pleaser or you're one to explode in anger, I need a minute. Excuse yourself because you need that. I need a minute is your pause button that you're pulling out of your pocket. That's a tool. I need a minute. I need a minute to process what you're trying to tell me. Why did you redo this room? Pause. For my own mental health. That's all I had to say. If you're the person that explodes in anger, you would have cussed them out when they said that. What should you do? Because you want to go, person that explodes in anger, let me tell you, son of a gun, you haven't walked in my shoes. And then you cause a fight. Sitting it out is doing exactly what I did. I set it out. I told them everything they wanted to hear, and none of that was true. I told them what a bad person I was for putting Larry in the nursing home because that's how they made me feel. They made me feel as though I was this terrible person, which the truth is, Larry now has 24-hour nursing care. There's a doctor on staff 24 hours. There's someone to bathe Larry, bring him his food every single meal, bring him snacks, bring him drinks, bring him his coffee. He's really living a really good life because those nurses are fantastic. There's dogs that live there. I mean, it's incredible. Sitting it out is what I did. Dancing is in those moments where your brain can't process fast enough. It either goes to anger or it goes to pleasing other people. Is the moment you just have got to pause. And the second of silence feels awkward because you think you have to constantly talk. Especially when someone asks you a question, you think you have to come back with a response, but you don't. Let the pause button be awkward because it's very awkward for them to say that to me. It's very disrespectful. So let the pause button that you pull out of your pocket, let it be awkward. Give them a moment to think about what they just said to you. Just sit there. Why did you redo this room? Pause. For my own mental health. That's all you had to say. And that's what I call dancing, is pulling out the pause button. Let your brain think before you react. Because like I said, I went to being a people pleaser and then I walked away cussing. Okay, not cussing. When I say cussing, I'm saying being mad. When I walked away, I was stewing mad. That's not a nice place to be. Getting mad is sitting it out, going, bless their hearts. They have no clue because they've never taken care of an elderly person. They have no clue. Being okay with the decisions that you make, that is what you need to do as an individual. That's what I call dancing. I love you guys. My video will come out Thursday and hopefully things will be back to normal. Thanks for sticking with me as I learn this new way of doing social media. At the end of the day, I'm just me. Just me. And thank you for sticking with me. I will see you guys Monday.